Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and this is Let's Play The Letter, a horror visual novel that I am playing blind, and this is part 3. And it seems to be recording just fine. Let me double check for like fourth time. Yes, it is, yep, sound's working. Okay. Let's keep recording.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands, a small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. It's that stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back to me, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than any desire to have it back. Why didn't you at least look at it? I'll throw it away if I can, but I have this nagging feeling that one way or another it'll find its way back to me, regardless of what
Rose,
I do about it.
This is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery.
I don't know. Even if I was rich, I don't think I'd want a place that big. I mean, maybe a place a tiny bit bigger than where I live. But honestly, I don't need much space. As long as I have enough room for... I don't need all these extra rooms. Like, why do you need all these extra rooms?
But I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something...
Could you at least look at the letter?
Big.
Humor me?
I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind stops.
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
Okay. Wonder if I need to, like, be more conservative with my saves.
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please, humor me just this once.
She clasps her hands together in front of her, eyes pleading for understanding. And I do understand. To some extent. Now, she was supposed to hand it to 5 people. Technically, the married couple and her have held it. I don't think Miss McCullough held it at any point. That doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful. Whether at myself or the unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine.
There
Okay.
won't be a
I'll step aside for
tomorrow.
You're upset.
I'm going to double check again, make sure it's recording. Yes.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Probably a dick.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment. He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means!
At the memory, both burst into helpless giggles, earning us strange looks from the guests milling about the door. I'm just going to save over this because I didn't do anything. Talking and laughing like this, it's easy to forget the mishaps that happen. Those aren't mishaps! It's ghost stuff. Listen, little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, Are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this one for
I
now.
won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, all right? Don't even think of going anywhere. Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
This will probably be my friend from, Julie? No, yeah, I think her name's Julie, the one from the school, the other teacher, who is feeling like... Left with nothing else to do, I find myself going back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies gathers some ways across from me. It is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. A little argument here and occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon's hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours earlier from what I've told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back he offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, there's something I find admirable in him. Despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. There's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Plus, she's not feeling well. Bothering her for favors as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects and...
Stop, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out.
Shit, how loud is this thing even?
Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me.
Of all the
Looking for
times to...
trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup,
Ashton Frey!
What happens next is surely something I'll surely regret for later not having recorded. He jumps and lets out an undignified yelp, and I couldn't read during all that because it's just... I read silently, but I couldn't seem to... I feel like all the portraits are just looking at him judgingly for his rap song. Followed by his phone slipping from his grip. It bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch it before ultimately falling on the floor with a resounding clack. I kind of feel sorry for the phone. And the floor. But it's not every day you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and his cheeks. In another universe where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
Ashhole! His name is Ashhole!
What? And miss that look on your face? No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is
Ashhole!
that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be a more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash.
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor. Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me
I
back
just
to
finished
face
working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops his hand resting on my arm, like he's touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
No, it means you can roam around. It's open house. Why? I just saved a second ago. Why are you giving me this option again?
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said...
Why does it keep giving me options to save here? It's not like I have other options to do things.
Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown on my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want to tell him is what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'll ever think about telling it to if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he has helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural, he'll never believe that, even if he hears it from a friend, except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation of why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance he'll get. Ashhole! What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body. Maybe literally. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
Okay. A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background, whispering, calling me back, the shadows beckoning. How? How am I supposed to help you? I need more assistance in assisting you. I don't look back. We spend the ride back to Luxborn City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Because I'm pretty sure there's no, option, okay, there's stuff down here, but I can't seem to... Okay, this is a skip, an auto, backlog, save, load, journal, relationship, branching tree, options, controls, quit. Branching tree? This feature shows the outline of the current chapter and has content that others might deem as spoilers. Well, no, I don't want to do spoilers. Journal. Maybe later? Huh. This might be a better angle to have this at. Occasionally Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles, or is on a respectable volume, but otherwise he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending my way are signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from the small compartment at his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. A small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes the smirk out to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flip the half-forgotten package on my lap. Why am I offered so many saves? It's not like I could have... It's not like I have decisions I make.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
That's a good quick snack. Why am I saving again? What can I do wrong
I always
here?
have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I didn't even get a chance to deny it because right on cue my stomach rumbles loudly and an empty gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling's new to me though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years, growing up. Why am I getting so many saves? What could I have possibly done to screw things up in 2 seconds? Thanks. I tear over the package and start nibbling at the edge of the bar. Apart from acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really no different from the typical open house.
Again, why is it asking me to
Second thought,
save
it actually looks
so
like a
often?
fancy party more than an open house.
It makes
I've
me
never felt
paranoid
so
that there's something
underdressed in
I'm
my
missing.
life.
Oh, you failed to click on the big red cross in the background at this particular time for some reason.
Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hell-bent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, "I'm right, I told you so." I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Again! What could I possibly be fucking up? Why is there so many auto saves? Why is it constantly asking me to save? Why is it saving constantly? Why is it saving all the time? I owe Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts. Everyone likes free donuts.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
Like I said, I would never let that drop.
Or is it the wardrobe this time?
He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heartbeat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavy, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about.
Again, why is it asking me to save? I haven't made any decisions. I'm saving like 50 times in between decisions. I can understand if it's like, okay, you're about to make a crucial decision. Get killed by the ghost or run away. Save before you make this choice. So if you fuck it up, you don't have to start all over. Though it seems to be very generous to the other saves. But why is it saving all the time?
No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry. Just stuff happened.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients. The rights, was it?
I can't answer that. Well, so my options are outright lie to him or change the subject. Changing the subject would be more appropriate. At least not without revealing everything that took place in the attic.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours. That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Yes, it is. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it, or because he's just very good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over at me and returning it back to the road when he had to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun had started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash is taking the longer route. Odd, but he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour
Didn't
traffic.
we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to the arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger. Stupid Ash.
Alright. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
He recounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation in the big case he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it is trimmed down versions, only things he can tell, he has always been careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? Is it going to be Mr. Wright? Is he like some sort of serial killer or something? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, nope, not really. Mama would never allow that. But the idea is still there, along with countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in this matter, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. A small crowd has already formed in front of the theater when we arrive. Okay, that's just... Okay, Bat something is coming soon, and there's something called Pocket Chibi, and... Oh, Bat Cat! No, Bat Cat! But yeah. And we have Back to the Hood by Nanoi? Odd choices. But yeah, the movie is called Point of No Return. The Lift Fest, short for Luxborn Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year's no different. I have only been a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to take a break in this industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appeared to loom over most of the moviegoers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did, back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard, once early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
Hi, Zach. Oh, there's Zach.
Hey, you guys! What? Long time no see!
I think it's been a week from what she said. Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves toward us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller so as not to bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears, Ash casually raises his hand in greeting.
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
You know, that phrase, my main man, like, my man! You know, it reminds me of John when Musashi frees him from the stocks in Brave Fencer Musashi on the PlayStation 1. The awkwardness that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I am almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost! Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. Zach seems to be.
Don't stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
Thought it came off as more Japanese, but maybe I don't understand cultures. Okay. There's fondness underneath his exasperated tone. If this were any other person, he'd likely be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. I have not done anything. Why do you keep asking me to save? Or at least enough for both of them to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Always.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed.
What does that
I'd
even
love
mean?
at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes, and then Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding! You know you can always count on me.
It's a story only the two of them are privy to. Every now and then, Ash will enlist Zach's help on something. Becca and I never really found out what the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it, and both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Ah well, boys will be boys, I guess. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns on me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's not with you. Is she still sick?
Yes.
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true, they've known each other for far longer than any of us in the group. Childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie.
Or dead.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Hello? Speak of the devil, without warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulder and turns me
Becca,
around.
you're just in time.
Okay, something's off with the tone. I have to lean back a little with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on either side of my head to keep me still. Is everyone at the fucking mansion dead? Because the way you phrase your sentence there sounds like you were very concerned that I was dead. Did you just get a phone call being told that everyone at the mansion is dead? Is everybody dead now? She stares at me intently, concern filling her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face. How are you? Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Why wouldn't I be?
Rose called me earlier.
Oh, those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have my family living close by, and the only relative I have here works from the far side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contact number in case of an emergency. I should have known Rose would call her. I push Becca's hands away from my face. Although she lets go, her eyebrows remain drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Besides me, Ash snickers. I bite back the urge to elbow him in place to avoid Becca's hand. As she tries to reach out for that said area. I do my best to dodge her, all at once, moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using it as a human shield, Zach.
It's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it.
It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
But good job, Becca. You actually care about your friend. You are a good person.
She did look pale when I saw her.
I'm fine!
Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is.
They're caring about you.
Earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Be happy. They care about you.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
What is that? Something crosses Becca's face. but it's gone before I can figure out what it is? You can't possibly think that I'm banging Ash. I mean, come on! You guys have been together for a while, and I'm your friend. We're like sisters.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone.
I don't have a car!
At least. Good.
And you're not feeling well. I'm sorry I didn't want to ask too much of you. I'm trying to be an independent person. I'm terrible at it, but I'm trying.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good.
It's fine.
I should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zach?
I shoot him a pleading look. Why does it keep asking me to save? I didn't make any decisions. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. Oh, we're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sigh unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either.
Yeah, here's what you do. Just let her look at your head, and then, like, okay, she's at least looked at it, and then you go and watch the movie, and they occasionally check on you.
Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
Why do you think it's a side? Why are you getting jealous? Why are you acting like he's going to fuck your friend? It's not an issue of sides. You're reading too much into this.
But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Like when you guys mentioned this thing earlier today, I didn't know he made the movie. I thought you were just trying to set her up on a double date with Zach. You know, she just didn't want to impose on you when you weren't feeling well. She wanted to give you more extra time to rest and set up your planning for your, teaching schedule. So, and he has a car. Trust.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already know the answer when Rebecca voices out. When at last she releases a deep breath and nods, albeit with great reluctance, I immediately tackle her into a hug.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
You're the ones dating! Aren't you? It's not like... I don't...
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
Like, she obviously likes him, but I mean, are they not dating? Why? If you like someone, just tell them.
If you say so.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside. Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
Are you gonna, accidentally drop the letter? I pull myself off Becca and get my wallet from my bag, and the random brown paper with the fucking blood help me's is gonna fall on the ground. Everyone's gonna immediately see it, and also the moment I push click to load that phrase, the music is going to take a drastic turn. And of course, they're like, do you want to save? This save makes sense. Assuming that there's a choice.
What's this?
Don't read. Behind a back and Zach are both giving paper and intrigued
No!
look.
Give it back!
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above my head. I have never been particularly sensitive about my own height, but right now I really wish I had an advantage over him.
Open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay, now I'm curious.
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that. It's...
The rest of my words are lost when he unfolds the paper. Achievement unlocked. Too early for Halloween. How is that an achievement? I didn't do anything. I think this is amazingly drawn. Sir, if the person who drew the pictures for this game is watching this, 1, hi. And 2, I'm a big fan of your work. You are an incredible artist. You are amazing. I can't breathe. My heart just feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst out. Vaguely, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides. Clasping them together doesn't do any good. They are still shaking, but I hang on to them regardless. The awful sick weight that has taken its course in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone please. Today is turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else. Well, that's interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
I mean, it is October 23rd. So it's close to Halloween. Ash waves paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. That being said, that brings up an idea. Like, I live in America. But here's the thing. Anyone out there? Do you guys, like in other countries, like what is Halloween like in, say, Australia, or Japan, or England, or Germany, or Spain, or France? I mean, if you live in another country, tell me, what is Halloween like for you? Is it, and if you live in America, you know, what state do you live in? What's it like for you? It's just, I'm not sure how common of a worldwide practice it really is. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. The letters, the words, every stroke written in blood is already embedded in my mind. It'd be hard to forget that. Maybe I should have just thrown away when I had the chance. That way, that way.
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop, even if I am surprised at how steady my voice is. You don't mention the ghost thing, but mention that it was found at the mansion.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
The portrait at the bottom did a really good job for Ash.
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed. You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Yeah, at some point we're going to have to go back and see all the deaths. Yeah, about that. Well, no, we'll save the deaths for a later video. Because I don't know if, like, the game just ends, or if it continues on with a butterfly effect for the rest of time. You know what? Save. Middle file. Load. Probably this one. Load. I clicked it wrongly, I guess. Load. Yes. No. Back. Load. Okay, we are going to purposely die now. Skip. Okay, we're killing off our character. I should probably stop skipping here.
Or else what?
Oh, I have an auto thing selected. That's an option too. Not sure if I really... But there's nothing.
No.
How about this? Skip? Okay. First off, we know what happens. We get the mash Z button thing. Okay. Back to the terrifying visage. And this time, we're going to die. Which is... Yeah, it's going to be a terrible thing. But at least it's just a video game, and holy shit, this is still unsettling as before. I would have thought I would have had some...
Please.
Okay! This is uncomfortable.
No.
This is uncomfortable. Oh. I don't want to not hit the C button!
Let me out.
Okay, so I'm just going to let the character press tab to skip. QuickTime event. Achievement unlocked. Necrotic paralysis. It's gone. Where is it? Oh, shit. Yep, that's a game over. Okay, I didn't know if it was... Okay, continue. Tab? QuickTime event skipped. Oh, well that kind of takes some of the stress out of it. You just like, oh, you can map something or, just press tab. That might come in handy later, but... load. Load game. Skip. Do 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 do. Close my eyes and pray. Let's see how this goes.
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Prayers taught to me as a child by my mama and papa slip out endlessly through my teeth. Because God, oh God, if you have to listen to any of my prayers, please listen to this one. And if God doesn't listen, at least I won't see this thing that kills me. A cold comfort. I wait. And I wait some more. But when nothing happens, I dare to take a peek. So it doesn't let me skip because there's still new unread text found. Cool.
I told them! I freaking told them! Oh man, oh man, oh man!
Okay.
Go away.
How about this? We will do an extra save here, and we will come back to that at some point, maybe. But for now, let's load back to the main game that I'm doing. But hey, we've at least seen a death. If I hadn't got away, they might have. Yeah, it would have killed you.
Right.
We've confirmed that.
And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
Look at her eyes in that portrait down there.
Hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It still doesn't explain why the letter exists.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
Here's the thing, even if you don't believe it's a ghost, the fact that, you know, she ran away from something and that such a letter was written, you guys are all childhood friends. You should know that she wouldn't do this shit, and you guys are actually teachers. And so you guys are at least, like, what, 26 years old?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Without another word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hand and stuffed it back in my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, I saw a ghost, probably lost a sale, got kicked out of the open house, and I'm supposed to be hosing. My own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. To top it off, there's a dull ache at the back of my head, begging for a little attention I can't afford to give it to right now. Honestly, there's only so much a person can take within a single day. I just want to go home, curl up in my bed, and never think about today. But before I can take a single step away from the group... Zach rarely raises his voice, even when there's a point he wants to drive home. And hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off, even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Thank you, Zach.
And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together? We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has also been looking forward to this. He even took time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Becca, too. I'm pretty sure that's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet, despite Zach's attempts to lighten things up, or Ash's and Becca's acquiescent gestures, the tightness in my chest remains. I should have just kept it to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. If I did, things might not have turned out the way they had. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Why are you offering me another chance to save? I literally just saved. It's not like you're giving me choices. Careless is so careless. Okay, here's a choice. We will stay for the movie. Any other day, I'd excuse myself and go straight home. But this is something special to Zach. Something he worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see whenever I close my eyes. And maybe if I stay, let our heads cool down first with telling what happened, they'll listen to me. There's nothing you can solve without a calm. Can't solve without a calm. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zach. A smile is back on my face when I look back at them.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
Is the ghost going to be in the theater with us, munching on popcorn? This time I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Stupid Ash, being vertically challenged has its perks too.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it!
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too! If you repeat that, I swear I'll—
Let's just go.
Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call for her. Ash and I exchange looks after that, the same question likely swimming inside our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? She probably gets upset at you guys teasing each other because she thinks that it means you guys love each other. Seriously, if you like someone, just tell them. I'll try asking her about her later, I guess.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food, I promise.
But you'll miss it!
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember?
I mean, good point. You made the movie.
I'll be in there soon.
One friendly tap on the shoulder, then he's gone. A few more moviegoers are still about. Some are still waiting in line for tickets, otherwise most of the crowd are already inside. There's nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside. Why? Are you offering more saves? I don't...
And then?
Okay.
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered toward what happened in the mansion. I mean, how could it not? I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was hanging out with somebody and that letter fell out, I'm pretty sure I'd be thinking about that nonstop. To be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again, in his own movie's premiere. Now the film's just serving as background noise while we're all speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone else in the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'd all get kicked out for sure. Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something that offended her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in these things? Why is he in the conversation again?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge.
That's true. And you're at least considering that, your friend's not making it up, but, obviously they believe it to be true.
If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
Well, it hasn't followed us here.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
For like 400 years. The house did change hands over the year from one distant relative, the Everglades, to another. Because that's easier to say. None of them have bothered to live in it, though, and it has remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You'd do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
These are the very few times in my life I wish my glowers can kill. This is one of
Ash,
those.
that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop...
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
Huh? What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. Can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one, but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things.
We could do both.
And probably put your fears to rest, since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Ash might be right too. However, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing they're willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever.
I don't know.
Yep, I make a decision. I am going to go with the professor.
I'll think about it, but if ever, I'd like to give talking to Andrew a try. Is that okay? Won't he have other things to do?
He is a bit busy, but he'll make time for me. He's my go-to person when I'm stuck in something.
Okay, that's a new save, definitely.
He won't mind if I bring a friend with me this time.
If you're sure.
I guess that settles it then.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it, yet you're not even paying attention yourselves.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one who should be reprimanding. But her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something's nagging at her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Okay. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling full of people. Those who head home and those set to meet someone, even if those simply wandering about. Walking in the sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is to get lost in the city of nondescript as Luxborn. I was afraid too at one point, back when I was new and just had set foot in this place. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye, shortly before Becca and I crossed to the other side of the street. The former claiming he's got a freelance job to take care of before the day ends, and Ash, who knows, he never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to the latter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
You're welcome, Zach.
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Speaking of which...
Huh?
I'm not the only one hearing this, right? Cold, sickening, drowning. My chest tightening, breathing becoming labored. Well, they obviously don't hear it because their faces aren't changing. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Pleading even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering and whispering and whispering. Calling out. How?
No, not me.
And why me?
Isabella, Earth to Is...
At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur is gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me?
Oh, yeah. Just sorry. I spaced out.
You always do that.
I follow without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance at the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There are only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my
See you
stomach.
guys some other time.
Yeah. See ya.
Another glance, and with a final wave, we get off on our goodbyes. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give me back normalcy in my life, then so be it. And the darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in without warning. I'm falling. And this is Isabella's room. Let's take a look around. We have a TV, a bunch of instant noodles, a lamb, sheep person, ram. We have a nice group photo with all of them. And then a picture of her hugging her friend, her family, a little bat kitty, the Batcat movie. Okay, this seems fairly chill. But you know what? Let's go ahead and save this here. Oh, this is nice music. Anyway, I will save here. Like my 5 billion save files. And we are going to end this recording. I hope everyone had a good day. Bye.